Welcome to Cooking African American History, a virtual display of books available at Plainfield Public Library in Plainfield, New Jersey. African Americans have played a major part in developing and shaping American history and cuisine, but African American cooking, as well as the foods of the greater African diaspora, have their own distinctive traditions too. In this presentation, we'll highlight some of the African American, Afrofusion, and African cookbooks and books with recipes in our collection, serving up slices of the history of Black food. Print books can be requested through the catalog for curbside pickup or picked up in the library itself. eLibrary New Jersey and Hoopla ebooks and e-audio can be downloaded right to your phone or other device. If you have questions or need help with access, call Plainfield Public Library at 908-757-1111, extension 112. Email ref@plfdpl.info or chat with us on our website. The description of this video includes a link to a PDF that gives all these books and links to our catalog to request them or to the electronic subscription services to download them from with your library card. Let's start out with two books full of delicious history. Jubilee, Recipes from 2 Centuries of African American Cooking by Toni Tipton Martin is a printed book that you can request through the library catalog or pick up in the library under call number 641.592-TIP. There are reproductions of historical cookbooks for sale and online, but if what you want is recipes interpreted from that history, you want this Jubilee from historian Tipton Martin, author of the Jemima Code. Working from a recipe list compiled by Arthur Schomburg, yes, the Schomburg of the Schomburg Public Library in the 1920s, the author looked for recurring dishes in historic cookbooks, then adapted each recipe from a combination of them. Soul Food, The Surprising Story of an American Cuisine, One Plate at a Time, by Adrian Miller, is available both in the library as a print book under call number 641-592-MIL and on our Hoopla digital platform as an ebook. In this book, Miller traces the roots and development of 11 traditional soul food Black Southern dishes: fried chicken, fried catfish, chitlins, black-eyed peas, macaroni and cheese, greens, candied yams, cornbread, hot sauce, red drinks, and traditional desserts. Some of these dishes started in Europe, but Miller makes clear how West African traditions developed their current soul food versions. Includes 22 representative recipes. Let's take a look at 2 vibrant recent books. Black Food, Stories, Art, and Recipes from Across the African Diaspora by Bryant Terry and others is a print book that's available. It's currently in the new books section, and its call number is 394.12 BLA. Gathered here are short pieces from Black authors on food and eating. Fascinating. Covering heritage, spirituality, Black women, queer Black lives, liberation and food justice, radical self-care, and more. Many different chefs also contributed Afrofusion recipes, from collards with pot liquor, cornbread dumplings, and green tomato chow chow, to charred okra tamales with curried black-eyed peas, pickled mustard seed, and herb salad. Beautiful food photos and art round out the work. Meals, Music, and Muses, Recipes from My African American Kitchen by Alexander Smalls is another print book. Again, you can request it for curbside pickup, for pickup at the front desk of the library, or come in and pick it up at the call number 641-592 SMA. In the U.S., food and music are inextricably linked, especially in the African American culture, says Smalls. If you need music in your kitchen, you know what Smalls, chef and opera singer, means. This book is a curated set of recipes, a playlist, if you will, of essential African American dishes. In addition to Creole standards, it includes 4 okra dishes, 5 biscuit recipes, 2 muffins, and angel yeast rolls. Just reading it makes you want to lay down and drool. If you visited the National Museum of African American History and Culture, you're aware that they have an excellent eating place, the Sweet Home Cafe. The Sweet Home Cafe Cookbook, a celebration of African American cooking by Albert Lucas and Jessica Harris in cooperation with the National Museum of African American History and Culture, is a printed book that's available in the library, either reserved for pickup or come in to call and find it at call number 641.592 LUK. Put together by the cooks at the cafe of the National Museum of African American History and Culture, this beautifully laid out cookbook includes dishes representing 6 regions. Everything from Louis Armstrong's personal recipe for red beans and rice to pecan pie, 4 different cornbreads, and chicken and waffles. Each recipe has a full-page photo, mixed throughout historical photos and features. On the other hand, America I Am Pass It Down cookbook, over 130 soul-filled recipes, edited by Jeff Henderson and Raman Ganeshram, is another book that's available either for reserve through the catalog or at the call number 641.592 HEN. This is produced in conjunction with the America I Am, the American Imprint traveling exhibit. This cookbook combines pass-it-down worthy recipes from professional and home cooks, with headnotes from the cooks, with fascinating short essays about people, ingredients, and even events. It also includes a section of recommended recipes for cooking with kids and a section of suggested menus. Hallelujah, The Welcome Table, A Lifetime of Memories with Recipes by Maya Angelou, is available as a print book that you can request through the library catalog or come in and pick up at call number 641.597 ANG. It's also available online through eLibrary New Jersey, that's Libby, either as an ebook or as an audiobook if you'd prefer to listen to it. Distinguished poet, autobiographer, and actress Maya Angelou shares stories about cooking and food from her varied life and the recipes to go with them. Some are traditional Southern or African, others are classical French-inspired cuisine. Angelou talks about getting a job in her youth by cooking a Southern breakfast for a homesick boss, concocting huge eclairs to break a writer's block, and the New Year where she and a Trinidadian friend set out to compare their dishes of souse, finding that Trinidadian souse is pickled pig's feet, while Angelou's is hog's head cheese. She gives the recipes for both. The reminiscences are fascinating, but the recipes also stand up to the taste test. We tried the smothered chicken recipe Ms. Angelou fed to Oprah Winfrey on a visit and agreed with Oprah that the recipe is so good it should be called suffocated chicken. And a brief interlude from one of Maya Angelou's poems, The Health Food Diner. Loins of pork and chicken thighs and standing ribs so prime, pork chops brown and fresh ground round, I crave them all the time. Here we have some stars of African American cooking from different directions. Edna Lewis, At the Table with an American Original, edited by Sarah B. Franklin, is an ebook that's available on our Hoopla digital platform. Activist and chef Edna Lewis is the matriarch of Southern cooking. Her Taste of Country Cooking, which can be requested from one of the other libraries in our consortium via the library catalog link, is one of the great classics. But this book is more about Miss Lewis, with a few recipes inspired by her than a cookbook, but it makes clear how Miss Lewis's Virginia cooking, with callbacks to her Freetown upbringing, is consistent with the modern emphasis on fresh local ingredients. Want more Edna Lewis? Check out her cookbook, In Pursuit of Flavor, at call number 641.597 LEW. The Cooking Gene, A Journey Through African American Culinary History in the Old South by Michael Twitty, is available in the physical library as a book under call number 641.592 TWI, but also on Hoopla both as an ebook and an e-audiobook. Michael Twitty is a Black and Jewish historical interpreter and food historian who learned his practical craft recreating the cooking of enslaved people in the South from books and tools and hard work. Here he shares African American food history through his personal journey, what he calls a Southern discomfort tour, sprinkled here and there with recipes. You can also see his website, Afroculinaria, at https://afroculinaria.com. To reach further back into the roots of African American culture and forward into the African diaspora, let's take a look at two more books. A Taste of Africa, Traditional and Modern African Cooking by Dorinda Hafner is a printed book that's available in the library under the call number 641.596 HAF, or you can reserve it through the library catalog. The roots of African American cooking go back to Africa itself, of course. Enjoy tasting how African cuisines have developed since the two diverged. Different sections of this book by Ghanaian expatriate chef and TV personality concentrate on different countries' cuisines. Beautiful two-page spreads give both the recipe and a mouth-watering picture. Flavors of Africa by Evie Aki is a print book that you can pick up in the library at call number 641.596 AKI or request through the library catalog. Nigerian American blogger Aki of Ev's Eats showcases delicious recipes from different regions of Africa. Full-page spreads with pictures demonstrate everything from mahafe, West African peanut soup, to vitumbula, coconut ripe pancakes, as well as northern and southern African dishes. Try the South African grilled cheese. Aki also includes a section on ingredients to stock for African cooking. Next up, two books by the same vegan author. Afrovegan, Farm Fresh African, Caribbean, and Southern Flavors Remixed by Bryant Terry, which is a print book you can find at 641.592 TER or request through the library catalog. And Vegetable Kingdom, The Abundant World of Vegan Recipes by Bryant Terry, which is an ebook you can get to through eLibrary New Jersey, that is Libby. Whether you're a carnivore or not, if your vegetable cooking needs a little spice, check out exuberant vegan chef Bryant Terry, who adopts Afro-diaspora recipes for vegan cooking. His delicious recipes blend African, Caribbean, Southern, and sometimes Asian flavors, served up with a literal kitchen music playlist for each. Afrovegan is a straightforward cookbook, though each section begins with some history. In Vegetable Kingdom, Terry branches out with more commentary, friendly storytelling, and history. The recipes are arranged by main ingredient, sorted by type: roots, seeds, fruits, etc. Though some use unusual ingredients, most require only a trip to the grocery. A homey attitude and gorgeous photos will appeal to even those not feeding vegetarians or trying a low-meat diet. Following up on that, let's take a look at New Soul Food Cookbook for People with Diabetes by Fabiola Gaines and Ronice Weaver. This is a book that's come out in several different editions. The 2018 edition is available in the library as a printed book at call number 641.563 GAI, and also on Hoopla, that would be the 2006 edition, as an ebook. Plenty of people are looking for diabetic-friendly and or low-fat versions of their favorite dishes. For them, the American Diabetes Association brought out a third edition of this cookbook by Gaines and Weaver, both registered dietitians. Slimmed-down versions of old standards are adjusted to be lower fat, lower carb, and lower calorie, though not suitable for very low-carb diets. Carb and calorie counts are included. Then we turn to The Rise, Black Cooks and the Soul of American Food, a cookbook by Marcus Samuelson and Osai Endelin. Print book, again, you can find it through the library catalog and reserve it, or come in and pick it up at 641.592 SAM. Samuelson, a New York chef from Africa by way of Sweden, author of the memoir Yes Chef, headlines this cookbook of African diaspora flavors. Beautiful color illustrations, plenty of mouth-watering and exciting recipes, as well as profiles of chefs. And we end with a reunion. The Black Family Reunion Cookbook by the National Council of Negro Women is a print book. Again, you can request it through the library catalog or pick it up at call number 641.592 BLA. Here in Plainfield, the Plainfield Scotch Plains chapter of the NCNW has long been a part of our history. Sneak a peek at this cookbook, peppered with quotes from NCNW founder Mary McLeod Bethune and stories from contributors. You'll find treasured recipes fit for a family reunion. Everything from jalapeno cornbread and oyster fritters to barbecued pig's feet, deep dish chicken bake, and fried apple pies. Moving on from there, share this beautiful picture book with somebody in your family. Ruby's Reunion Day Dinner by Angela Dalton and Justinia Sutherland is a children's book. Again, you can request it through the library catalog or stop by the children's department and pick it up at call number JP Dalton A. Thinking about that reunion food? Share this children's book with a little one you love. Ruby's family is all cooking their signature dishes for the family reunion, a tour of African American classics. Ruby wants to develop her own signature dish too, but she's too little to help with most of the cooking. At last she thinks of something she can make and share with her loving, multi-generational family. Thank you for sharing our culinary journey through African American history and food. These books and many others can be found in our library catalog on our website, www.plainfieldlibrary.info. Reminder, print books can be requested through the catalog. eLibrary and Hoopla ebooks and eAudio can be downloaded right to your device. Need help or want some recommendations for what to read next? Contact us. Call us at 908-757-1111, extension 112, or email ref@plfdpl.info. Great eatings from Plainfield Public Library.